And welcome aboard on a Wednesday afternoon, a gorgeous day in the, as Wojo would say, the Motor D, the 11th of July. That's a lovely ditty by Roberto right there. In other news, Tigers suck. Let's move on to relevant topics, including what was just in that song. I want to throw out a suggestion. It is a suggestion. You guys can challenge it, you can disagree with it, and then you can offer your own. Or you could do the sensible thing, and you could agree with me. You could support your boy. You could help me. Let me offer this to you. The single most distasteful thing in all of sports. One guess. Everybody knows the rules. You want to venture a guess what it is?
Wow.
The single most distasteful thing in all of sports.
Would it have to do with some sort of brawl? Some sort of fight in baseball game? I don't know.
Worse. Worse, more annoying, more alienating, and more demeaning to the actual sport than anything else. David, a guess from the Peanut Gallery.
Someone who pretends to like a sport, but they really don't, or they don't. I don't know.
That's a solid guess, but no, this is actually something in game. I would go to Roberto, but he doesn't watch sports, so we'll just stay away from that. No, here's what it is. And I'm going to need Soccer Guy to sell me that I'm wrong. Let me tell you the most distasteful thing in sports, and it's going on right now during England-Croatia. It goes on during, well, wait for it, every international soccer game I've ever watched. The melodramatic, flopping, and histrionics that tie up a soccer game. The Neymars of the world rolling 28 times when their toe was stepped on. The magic spray. The stretcher where people magically walk moments later. The Croatian keeper pulling his hamstring. Nope, just kidding. And then they spray his ass, and he's just fine for extra time. The mild bump that turns into, whoa, bro, where's the sniper? Do you want to understand why Americans can't get into this sport the way the rest of the world does? I think that is the reason. Because watching that stuff makes the sport look stupid. Now, mind you, I don't hate soccer. So while you're thumbing insults my way, remember something. I used to follow soccer closely. Yes, I followed Serie A. Yes, I like the international game. Yes, I've gone to international games. I'm not your typical sports radio gas bag who hates the sport because he knows nothing of it. Don't do that. What I'm saying to you is that even as I got older, I had hit a breaking point that even when the European Championships would come around, Champions League comes around, World Cup comes around, it has begun to make enjoying the sport an impossibility because watching grown men flop, flail, cry, and outright fake injuries is something that I just don't have respect for and I can no longer tolerate. It is ruining your sport. Explain it to me. If you are a soccernista, if you love the beautiful game, if you think I'm being unfair, I have wide open phone lines. And remember, I'm not here to bash your game. I still try to watch. I'm just telling you, seeing a Brazil doing a Brazil, seeing guys fake injuries, rolling around, magic spray, here's a stretcher. I didn't touch you, but you went flying like you jumped off a cliff. I can't do it anymore. And I think it ruins the appeal of the game. A beautiful game. A very skilled game. It ruins the appeal to the average American because nobody in this country where we watch professional football and college football and professional hockey, no one in this country is buying that brand of melodramatic garbage. And on the international stage, the biggest stage, that's what your sport offers. Beyond the beautiful goals, beyond the unmatched skill. Some of these guys, it's like the ball is on a remote control. I get all of it. Beyond all of that, what comes out of it? The melodramatic nonsense, the BS, frankly. And you know what? I've had enough of the BS. It's hard to watch. And I understand there's a certain amount of sales pitch to any game. In the NBA, guy will take body contact and fall over. You don't see Joel Embiid rolling to midcourt screaming in agony as if his mother was just shot and killed in front of him. You don't see Kyrie Irving take a bump, blast back 4 feet, and scream to the heavens, "Why me?" Nancy Kerrigan style. I'm sorry. I think it's very hard for the average American who is a fringe fan or not a fan at all that their introduction, it's not a Portland Timbers game. It's not an NYFC game. It's not a Vancouver Whitecaps game, all right? It's the international game that you get an introduction to the world. Nothing in American sports looks like this nonsense that we get on the international stage. And I'm sorry. I like the game. I don't dislike it. I don't disrespect soccer. My viewpoints on whether we need a soccer team here or not has nothing to do with my respect for the game and at one point in my life, my fandom of the game. But you watch these international games, you don't see anything like this. Don't call up and tell me the NBA is the same. You're lying to yourself. You're making a disingenuous point. Don't do that. Is there flopping in the league? Yes, a guy falls over. He doesn't roll on the ground, wait for teammates to rub his hamstrings. A crew of trainers come out, spray some form of substance on him, and then miraculously begin sprinting. The closest thing I've ever seen to it, and it happened once in my life, was the Paul Pierce wheelchair game. Thought he blew his knee out. Miraculously came back. Don't sell one example when I can show you 15 from today's England-Croatia game. I want to throw the number out, see if we can have an actual discussion on this. I find it offensive. And I think it kills soccer in this country because Americans ain't buying this crap. Look, other countries, soccer is what you have. Soccer is the NFL rolled into college football, rolled into the NBA. It is the everything. That's where the passion resides. But in this country, soccer's competition, it's a full plate. And the guy who watches the NFL and then maybe he gives love a chance and he turns on Senegal, Colombia, I'm sorry. What that guy sees, you got no shot of selling him. None. Guys faking injuries, rolling around. What is it with guys who barely get touched, screaming to the heavens? Come on, guy, please. 248-539-9797. Is that the reason that despite soccer's growth, isn't that the reason we can't truly sell this game on a broad-based national level here? Because I believe it is. There's no flop in basketball. There's no flop in football that even remotely. There's no dive in hockey. Nothing compares to what you watch on the international stage with the best players and the best teams. Nothing. Neymar in Brazil, that's a disgrace. I mean, Neymar's histrionics, disgraceful. I just don't have time for it. I used to just view it as part of the game. It used to not bother me nearly as much. But now I look at it and I just think it's so dishonest, it's so unnecessary, and it's so prevalent. It's amazing to me how deeply rooted in the sport that it is. And I don't know that Americans can ever overcome that. Because if there's one thing we don't like BS. We'll deal with drama. We'll deal with guys who fail. We'll deal with guys who talk. We'll deal with guys who get in fights. We will not deal with guys who fake. That just doesn't fly. That doesn't work. 248-539-9797. Let's talk about it. And again, there is no disrespect from this side of the table. I've already told you. Used to love the sport. Like it now. Have attended games domestically, internationally. Used to follow it. There's no disrespect here. You could siren, but you know what soccer guy's going to do. You don't. You're a hater. But you don't even know it. You can't play that card with me.
This isn't strategy, though, the flopping. I don't want to hear that excuse of, oh, this is strategy. This is a part of the game, trying to get a call. It's far more than that. These guys are just look like such babies out there.
And if you are a soccer P1, you are a soccerista, I am offering you the opportunity to sell me. Sell me that it's not dishonest, distasteful, disgusting, and frankly, breaks your ability to get people to join the game, to become fans. Because the American sporting public, that does not work. 97.1.
All right, well, guys, if you're looking for something to do,